Let's round the show out now with a report on a new band formed by Lol Tolhurst, that chubby little musical mischief maker, who, along with the venerable Sir Robert Smith, was a founding member of the ever so groovy Cure. Things haven't been so groovy though for lovely Lol these past 2 years, ever since Captain Bob kicked his old buddy out of the Cure for not taking one, a cure that is, to help bring an end to a reported overindulgence in the old beer and Skittles syndrome. Lol's had time to clean up his act though, which he appears to have done in the process forming a new band named Presence. There is a new single, In Wonder, out on their own label Reality, and Rapido got to travel to his farm in Devon to feel this new presence of Lol's, though not before we'd gone to the house of rocking Robert Smith, Mr. Cure All himself, to hear him explain his reasons for booting out this charming little fellow. Lol Tolhurst and Presence, now on Rapido.
Into the sea, you and me, all the years and no one heard.
Friends since the age of 5, Robert Smith and Lol Tolhurst formed The Cure together in 1975, co-writing such favourites as The Walk and Caterpillar. Then, 14 years later, just as Disintegration was released, Robert sacked Lol from the band.
I think the rest of the group were surprised that I actually went ahead and told him that he wasn't in the group, as he'd become such a fixture. But it just changed too much. It really changed. It's the only one of us, I think, that had been changed by the group in an adverse way. And obviously we've all changed, but sort of mentally and physically he's really suffering, I think. It's in his own interest not to be in the group at the moment, as much as it is ours.
I promised myself as a gift to my soul.
Although Tolhurst is careful not to dwell on the past too much, his departure from The Cure over 2 years ago still leaves a sour taste.
I'm not in his head, you know, I can't think the way he was thinking at the time. Yeah, it hurt me, for sure, you know, but I'm not going to start a big fight up about it because it's not worth it, you know. I'd rather be a gentleman about it all. Simple. You know, I mean, he's got his point of view and I have mine, and I hope in the next year or so people will see that perhaps, you know, I wasn't the complete monster he made me out to be.
Echoes of your distant voice calling back to you. I'm home again.
After a stint in the wilderness, Tolhurst is back with his new band, Presence. Their first single, In Wonder, was recently released on their own Reality Records label.
That's why I kept quiet for 2 years as well. I didn't want to just come straight back and say, oh, you know, this is awful, this is bad. I would rather take my time, think about what I really felt, and then talk about it, and then put it into something positive. You know, this group's positive, so it's much better than just coming back and saying, oh, you know, this is all really bad, so.
Lol's time out at his studio-cum-farm base in Devon was put to good use, forming the core of the new band with singer-guitarist Gary Biddles and keyboards player Chris Udall.
After I left The Cure, I had a year's sabbatical, and I'd known Gary for a long time and Chris had known for a fair time, and we just decided to get together and keep on writing music. You know, and we have the other guys in the band as well, Alan and Roberto. Are friends, and that's the best way for us to make a band, out of friends rather than people who are really, really super at something, but you might not get on with them, you might hate them. So it's a band of friends.
To have to live in wonder. This fire goes out, and you know I can't give any more.
Despite their obvious link with The Cure, Presence are eager to play down any musical comparisons with the band.
We're all strong enough to go through that, and what we do is strong enough to wipe that out of the way, you know.
Right now, this band doesn't have any history of its own, and obviously Lawrence in The Cure, it's one of the biggest bands in the world, and of course journalists will always be interested in that aspect. But hopefully, as this band becomes more successful, the sort of interest in The Cure angle on writing stories will diminish.
Rapido follow up and finish. Join us next week, if you please, with stories on R.E.M., Graham Parker, New Edition, Devo, and Sex in the Charts. And now, the time has come for me to say, allez, salut maintenant!
Rapido!